8 weekend sales this weekend, and what a weekend to have amazing sales because I'm in the middle of my inventory audit. This inventory audit is definitely crucial for anyone having a reselling business. Typically you want to do it quarterly, but I made the mistake of doing it annually. Fixing those mistakes from the past 2 years and setting up my inventory so I can audit it every quarter as needed. I don't really get into what you do in an inventory audit in this video, but I am currently making a video where I talk about how I prepared for it, what I did for it, and how I did it, and you guys can see all the ins and outs of all that and the results that will come from that. I'm taking down items that were mistakes from the past 2 years. I started reselling in 2022 and there was definitely some mistakes that I picked up then, so I'm just purging those out of my store. Clearly they haven't sold in this time and they clearly won't sell, so I'm just taking them out of my store so I can use that room for other better things now that I'm learning to pick up way better items. Also in this audit, I found items that I didn't cross list to Poshmark or Mercari or either or of them. There's 5 cases so far where they aren't on eBay either. So things happen throughout the year, and that's why these inventory audits are absolutely crucial to your business. Perfect example is when something sells on eBay and then they don't pay for it, so it got delisted from there, and then you delisted it from your other places, and then now you completely forgot about it because 4 days passed and then you had to cancel and all that stuff. Hopefully with eBay's automated payment system, these things will be going away soon, but these are the sort of things that we deal with now, so it's good to have systems in place to be prepared. I'll be showing you guys how I prepare my inventory, what inventory systems I use, inventory organizer I use through AutoPosher. If you guys don't know about AutoPosher, it's a great way to organize your inventory and all that stuff, but all of that will be in that video. Back to this video, which is a sales video. We had 8 weekend sales, as I mentioned. There were 6 on eBay, 1 on Mercari, which I'm gonna miss those no fees, it's so sad, and 1 on Poshmark. So let's go over them now. First up on eBay, we have this vintage Tracy She's a Bride Barbie. It's vintage from the 80s and it's never been removed from its box. As you can tell, it's in pretty rough shape box wise, and it definitely needs some cleaning up, but I picked up this whole collection of vintage Barbie dolls from the 60s to 80s from the thrift store. It was an amazing haul. It was an amazing thrift store find. When I walked in, the owner of the thrift store, he already knows me, we made an amazing connection, and he had these out in the back, and he brought them out to me, and he's like, hey, I got these, what do you think? And we struck up a nice deal, and I paid a lot with a whole bunch of other stuff that I got that day for $300. I already sold one of the Barbies for $139.97 the other day. I'll do a small little short out one of these days on that one. But now this one sold for $39.97. It sold within 30 minutes of listing it, which obviously tells us that I undersold it. Given the box condition, I thought that it would go for this $39, but in like much better condition, it was going to like $50 to $60. So I should have probably set it closer to that and then just taken a good offer. Those are lessons learned, unfortunately. But this is the Barbie that was going to bring me the lowest value out of all the other ones that I have. So there'll be a video coming out. I'll definitely show you guys. I was going to go live and show you guys the huge haul that I got, but life happens and then the inventory audit came in the middle of all this. So I'm just going to make it into a video and I'll release it for you guys to see how I got all these dolls and all that stuff. And it's just another great way to source. Definitely make connections at your thrift stores because you can get amazing stuff like this if they get to know you and they know that you're always money ready. One of the things that he said that came from him is that he'd rather show me all this good stuff because he knows I'm always ready to buy. So as long as they know that you're willing to play with them, they'll give you good offers and good deals. So yeah, this one sold for $39.97 plus shipping. I just released a post on my Facebook and Instagram showing you guys how I'll be making at least $5 to $7 off of the shipping on this using Pirate Ship with eBay's calculated shipping. I combine both. You can integrate your eBay into Pirate Ship and then ship from there. I do that and I make a lot of money off of the shipping, especially on items like this. I have videos out explaining how to use Pirate Ship with eBay's calculated shipping, but I can make more. Another one of these Barbie sells, I'm definitely gonna make it. Not for today's video because I'm definitely packing this up before I go to bed, but one of these will definitely sell and I'll make a video showing you guys how I do that. But yeah, if you guys watch my other videos, basically the same thing applies. This next one is a new to me brand, and it's also a pretty good one to look out if you can find it for cheap. This is the Terramar Wolfskins Merino Wool long sleeve in an XL. I believe it's like for skiing, for like winter type sports. It's like your very first layer. And yeah, it's made out of merino wool. I found this at the thrift store. I paid $3.75. It sold in 15 days and it sold for $26.97. One comes from my 10% markdown sale that I did at the beginning of each quarter. I like to mark my store completely down 10% on all items so I can get things moving and going. This one definitely fell into that, and again, I use AutoPosher to do that. Again, I'll be releasing a video on all that stuff. I don't want to hoard these videos with all that other stuff, but this one came from that. So you can do this manually yourself on eBay too. You can just the beginning of each quarter manually or automatically drop your listings by 10%, and it's definitely helps because this was set at $29.97 and no one was biting, and at $26.97 it sold that very same day. So it's pretty good to do. And this one sold in, like I said, in just 15 days after listing. I had originally set it at $29.97, but I had already started to do that markdown, and like I said, everything in my store was getting marked down. There were some things that I brought back up to their original pricing, but some things I just let fall down because this is also, we're getting out of the winter season before we know it, so I might as well get this out of here now, especially at paying $3.75. It was definitely a win. Vintage Guess belt sold on eBay for an offer of $23.74. I got a watcher. I shot that 5% off offer and they took that and it sold. This one has zero cost of goods since this was ours, and I just listed it to sell it. And it sold in 8 days. But now this one is the perfect combo of vintage and style. This is a vintage Guess belt. Guess isn't really a brand that I would choose to pick up, but this was a great combination that sold off of style. Obviously the style is like pretty cool and in right now. It's a leather belt and it has like the cool buckle and everything, so it just screams like a really good style. So stuff like this I would definitely pick up, but once you're more seasoned and you know what to do, because like I said, I purged items out of my store that I thought would sell that did not sell when I first started doing this. So you definitely have to like be playing with style and all that stuff once you know a lot more than when you think you do when you're barely starting. This next sale came from Poshmark, and again, I would not be able to make all the money that I do reselling if I didn't cross list, because you can get a lot more eyes on all your items, and that's why I use Flyp to use for all of my cross listing stuff. Flyp does also have a share for like Poshmark, but it only works for Poshmark, and your computer must be on. So that's why I also use a combination of AutoPosher for all of my stores automations, because you can do it for eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. You can also do Depop as well, but I just don't sell on there. So yeah, this next sale is a Poshmark sale, my one and only one. It's this Wild Fable cargo jeans. They're a size 10 and they sold for $20. I got this from my junk removal contact, so it was zero cost of goods for me, and it sold in 1.5 months. Again, Style sold these because they are cargo jeans and the pattern on them is really nice. Because Wild Fable is a Target brand, so I definitely wouldn't pick this up to resell, only if you get it like super cheap, like basically for free. So that's why I got this one, and I sold in 1.5 months because of the style more than anything. This is a Mizuno Performance long sleeve, the Breath Thermo. It's in a size XL. It sold for $15.31, and this one was also from that auto markdown of the 10% off, which is really nice. So that means that things are moving, and this is another strategy that you guys can use for your own stores. And again, I'll have more videos on all that auto markdowns using AutoPosher and all that stuff, on how I use it, because there are a lot of tutorials on AutoPosher out now, but I want to show you guys how I use the combination of both to help me, because it's very budget friendly and cost effective and all that stuff. I think like AutoPosher, the one I use is like $35, and then Flyp is $9, and then you combine that, is like not bad at all compared to like the prices of the other cross listers or the AutoPosher cross lister automation feature, which is like $69 or something like that. I do plan on moving up to that one, but for now this is perfect for me. Sale is my one and only Mercari sale. It is the Hot Wheels City Lift and Launch Hauler. This is part of the Hot Wheels collection that I picked up from that same thrift store where I got the Barbies. I don't know the cost of goods off of this one yet because I'm in my middle of my inventory audit and I haven't figured out the cost of goods of everything that I got there with the Barbies and the Hot Wheels and everything that I got that day. So once I do that, that'll be updated in the thrift haul video. I also plan on making a video with the Barbies and the Hot Wheels, and so that'll be a good one to do too as well. This Attack on Titan crew sock sold on eBay for $12.72. This is again part of that 10% off reduction that I'm doing, and I sourced these in Mexico. I pick up a lot of this pop culture stuff down there because it does really well for me. I love picking up pop culture in general, and these sold in 4 months. It's anime, it's Attack on Titan, so I just knew it was a good, nice, easy grab and an easy sell, easy ship with retail arbitrage. And last but not least is this Polly Pocket Tiny Tina with the green dress and the blonde hair. It sold for an offer of $10. I had it at $12.97, and I got it free with all the Polly Pockets and the Littlest Pet Shops and the Fairy Winkles and the Trolls and all that huge toy collection. That's where I got these from. It sold in 2.5 months, and I'm almost sold out of the minifigure, so it's insane. There's a video out on the compacts, and I planned to do one on the minifigures, but I completely got busy with 4th quarter. But I could probably just pull up the sold comps and show you guys like what they are if you guys are interested in one of those videos, because it was really good research, and I made a lot of money off of these tiny things. These 8 sales, most of them sold within the 90-day cycle. Some took a little bit longer, and some definitely sold because I reduced my prices, and that's what I'm gonna be doing every beginning of each quarter. I'm just gonna drop my listings down 10%, and that'll get more things out the door so I can play with more profits, make more money. And now that I'm selling items much faster, I can definitely get things going much better. So the biggest takeaway from this video is definitely always be implementing strategies. There's many things you can always be doing to get yourself out of the little slumps that we get into, and these are some of the tips that I like to show you guys as to how I get out of these situations. Another great takeaway is checking out AutoPosher and Flyp. If you're just starting out on reselling, these types of subscriptions can be really expensive with the profits that you start out making. So nice to make it as cheap as possible. This is the way that I found to do it. I use AutoPosher's automation because it's really great, and their inventory system and management tools are amazing. And then I use Flyp for just all of my cross-listing needs. Each and both of them have their own amazing features. Like I said, Flyp has its own share, but it only works for Poshmark and your computer must be on. While AutoPosher, you can access it and cross-list, delist, do all this stuff from the computer or from your phone without an app, which is pretty cool. And I'll be going over that in my tutorial on AutoPosher and Flyp and how I use both. So yeah. So until the next video, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We have over 1,300 followers, and that's amazing because that's like half of my high school graduating size. So that's awesome to think about that. So I really appreciate you guys, and until next time, love you guys.